one is pretty similar, but different values, so you could practice doing it as well. So Kalen drove for 7 hours at 65 miles per hour. If his car uses 1 gallon for every 32 miles, how many gallons of gasoline did Kalen use? So again, we are looking for gallons. So we have 1 gallon gives me 32 miles. And we're looking for gallons, and we still have no idea how many miles they drove. In the second, we have 64 miles for every 1 hour, and they drove a total of 7 hours. So first, we're going to figure out the miles. That value will then go over here. So 64 times 7. That's going to be 28. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 2. 6 times 7 is 42. Plus 2 is going to be 44. So it's going to be 448 miles in total. And that value is now going to go over here. Now, once again, we cross multiply and divide. So the number of gallons is going to equal to 1 times 448 is 448 divided by 32. 448 divided by 32. That's going to fit in there once. That's going to be 2. That's going to be 1. And we bring down the 8. Let's see. 32 is pretty close to 30. And I know 30 times 4 is 120. So let me see. 32 times 4 is going to be, yep. So this is going to be 4. It's going to be 128. So the total number of gallons used on this trip is 14 gallons. All right. Any questions?
No.
Oh, all right. So that's all I had, because that's all that people sent in. Is there anything else you need me to go over?
Could you go over algebra?
I'm sorry, you cut off. Could I go over what?
Algebra.
That's kind of a very general term. You mean like algebra word problems?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me start with kind of some basic ones, and then we'll slowly increase the difficulty levels. All right, so give me a few seconds to gather up some problems, and then we'll go ahead and start working on them. So I think I'm actually going to start with this one. Yeah, I think it's better that we start with this one. Okay. So it says an unknown number is subtracted from 12 and then multiplied by 10 and then increased by 8. And the result is 68. What is the unknown number? So whenever you see a problem that mentions an unknown number or anything like that, you're going to be dealing with a variable. So pick whatever letter is your favorite and use it. Most people go for X. Okay. So an unknown number, let's call that one X, is subtracted from 12. So it's not X subtracted by 12, it's subtracted from 12. So that means that you have 12 and you're taking X from it. So you're not going to have X minus 12, you're going to have 12 minus X. Okay, there's a large difference. Okay, and then that is going to be multiplied by 10, and then it's going to be increased by 8. Does everyone see how I got this expression?
Yeah.
Okay. And it says the result is 68. So all of that has to equal to 68. So you have your equation, 12 minus X times 10 plus 8 equals 68. Now the question is, what is the unknown number? So now you need to solve for X, right? You want to figure out what the X value is. Whenever you have a problem like this, the first thing you want to do is get rid of any parentheses because you're not going to be able to do anything inside the parentheses until you get rid of it. The way to get rid of it is you're going to need to distribute. You're going to take the number that's outside the parentheses and multiply times what's inside the parentheses. So you're going to have 12 times 10 is 120 minus X times 10 is 10X. And then this 8, you didn't do anything to it, so plus 8 equals 68. Now that you've gotten rid of the parentheses, you want to do what's called combining like terms, which means you want to put together any terms that either have the same variable with the same exponent or they don't have variables at all. In this case, my like terms are going to be 120 and 8 because they don't have variables. So 120 plus 8 is going to be 128. I didn't do anything to the 10x, so it's going to be minus 10x equals 68. Now, you want to get rid of your constants. What are constants? Constants are the ones that don't have any variables. In this case, you want to get rid of the 128. Now, since 128 is positive here, in order to move it to the other side, we need to use something called inverse operation. The inverse operation of a positive or an addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 128 here, but whatever you do on one side of the equal sign, you must always do on the other side. So 128 minus 128 goes to 0. And we're going to bring this down, including the negative sign. The sign in front of the number is part of the number. So it's going to be negative 10x equals 68 minus 128. 128 is the bigger number, so my answer will be negative. Now you subtract 128 minus 68. So that's going to be 0. That's going to be 60. And now the last thing to get x alone is this negative 10x is multiplying times x. So again, inverse operation. If right now it's multiplying, the inverse operation would be to divide. So I'm going to divide by negative 10 here, but whatever you do on one side, you must also do on the other side of the equal sign. So finally, x will equal to positive 6. Because a negative divided by negative is a positive, and 60 divided by 10 is 6. Any questions on this one? No?